guys, welcome back to Hospitality Queens with your favorite two hospitality gurus. I'm Erin.
What up? It's Whitney.
Welcome back for another episode, you guys. You having a fabulous week thus far. How you doing?
Yes. Amazing.
Awesome.
How are you?
Grand-tabulous.
Mm.
Sipping on a what is it? This is a kiwi blueberry mojito. Had to strain it out because it got real watery, but it's still pretty good.
Yum. Yeah, I made the same. I actually use this. It's a sparkling superfruit tea instead of a sparkling water, but the flavor is blueberry jasmine. I wanted to try something different. So I got this, and I got what is it called? Fuck. What is it? Mountain of Death? Or no, Liquid Death. It's the mineral water, but they have a mango flavor. I actually got that one too. If I made another one to try that as like a different flavor to add to it. So I'm going to use that for my next one. I was excited. I never knew they had different flavors in the Liquid Death. So I was excited to see that. It was the last one on the shelf, so it must be good.
Yeah. Didn't know the flavors either. Shout out to Liquid Death.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I like their stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
It's so funny when Dash saw it, he was like, Liquid Death? I just saw that at the store. What is that? Because it looks like a 40. So people think that it's like a beer. So
yeah, I know.
and
The packaging is epic.
Dash has this. Our episode's sponsored by fucking Cayman Jack. He has the whole lineup here today. So this is the Moscow Mule one. It's actually pretty good. So if anyone ever sees this, where can you pick this up? And this one, a Paloma. He's opened them all so I can try them. So they're actually pretty good. So if you ever see these, get it.
What is it?
It's like
it's a better alternative compared to like White Claws and shit like that.
Oh yeah, I don't drink that shit.
It's like it's
a seltzer drink.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just seems like a stomach ache to me.
Where is that? Like a local thing only? Or
I've never seen it before. Where'd you buy it from?
The gas station. But you can hook them up like the margaritas. Like you can add like the chilies, the sauce, all that shit. Like hook it up now.
Hook it up. But out of the two, the Paloma one is the best. It's just a little sweeter, but the Moscow Mule one isn't bad. So yeah, at your local gas station, get this instead of White Claw. Is it White Claw or One Claw? White Claw.
White Claw.
White Claw. Shout out to Cayman Jack. Sponsor us. Or sponsor Dash. He got all the flavors.
Shout outs to Dash coming through with the new drip.
You can see
Dash clearly had a beach day, so that's what's happening here.
There you go. Hey, fun in the sun. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I guess.
Love it. So what did you have going on last week?
Last week?
Didn't you guys get to see each other in passing at some point? Before or after the show?
Saturday.
Okay, Saturday.
Saturday.
Did you make big money on Saturday or what?
It was good money.
Was it?
I think Whitney made more. I'm positive. Whitney been busting her ass though. Shout out to you though. I see you working that patio though. You really been out there getting into it.
Saturday, I did make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because this whole weekend, I could not breathe due to allergies. And when I saw you, I was actually dying inside. The whole entire weekend. I could barely breathe out of my nose. I had a lot of things happening inside, so it was not the best health wise for me, but you have no choice. You just have to work. By Sunday, the kitchen staff was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "I have a headache. I had like a sinus headache. I couldn't breathe. It was bad." When I got off from work Sunday, I slept until like 10 o'clock. I went to my grandma's house and took like literally one bite of food and then I went to sleep.
Wow.
I couldn't even function. Couldn't function. Yeah, and she made me some kind of tea, and I woke up today feeling so much better. But I was really struggling. I don't know. But you just have to push through, especially when you work in food and bev. You can't really like. I wasn't like sick. Like it was just sinuses, allergies. I work outside, so it's a lot of stuff going in, and it's just you can't really. I don't know. You can't really do anything. All you have to do is load up on supplements, and it's really like a trial and error. You have to see what works, what doesn't work. Like I'm taking all kinds of shit to see how it reacts to my body. But yeah, whatever that thing my grandma made.
Shout out.
It worked. I called her today. I'm like, Granny, thank you. Because I was struggling. Like I was struggling yesterday and you brought me back to life. She was like, I only did. I'm like, whatever it was. It's just like the grandma's touch. It could be anything. She could have just made me a glass of water, but it's like, it's your grandma's touch. Right. That is something special about it. So I was like, whatever you did, I'm forever appreciative. Thank you so much because it was a struggle.
Shout outs to the gram. Shout
outs to the grams. Yeah.
The little things in life.
It do be the little things in life. But yeah, it was like and when I came back to work, it was like, welcome back to work. It was like you had all this time off of having fun, and it's like, damn, welcome back to work. Aggressive. Very aggressively. But but yeah, this weekend was good. And it's so crazy. Sunday, when I got off, I was so out of it. I don't even know how much I made on Sunday. I didn't even look. I didn't even care. Didn't even care. Did my shit and I left. Yeah. And now I'm like, it's bugging me. I keep thinking about it. I'm like, fuck, you didn't even look to see how much you made. I didn't even care. I was so checked out. Yeah. It's crazy.
I needed a day today. I feel the same.
It's crazy. So yeah. How was your week back to reality?
It was a great week. Not too bad. Worked all weekend, did some great parties. So not too bad, I can say.
Yes, that's good. So it's so funny. We had this this girl. She was a bar back. She started as a bar back, and she's like a great bar back. And they like upgraded her. I guess you know how you can start with baby steps, and like, okay, you're good at bar back, so now we want you to serve. So they did that, and it's kind of rocky. She's kind of rough around the edges, but I determined that some people, and I think this is her first time serving, some people need that like corporate or I don't know if it's fine dining. Some people need that job to be like show you all of the basics. This is how you do this. This is how you. And at our job, when you get hired, you're just expected to know. We're not going to teach you the nitty gritty and like the basics, like my Friday training, hardcore stuff. And she just didn't have that. But Shawty had some other shit going on. Turns out she was getting fucked up on the job. I don't know if she was on drugs and drinking, but at one point, was this Saturday? It was like I saw her and it was like something had changed. You know how people can have like the glossy eyes? It was like something, but it was so busy. I don't have time, and that's not really my responsibility. Like I'm not a manager. I'm just here doing my job. So it's like, whatever. And then I noticed that she disappeared. So I was like, okay, she probably got sent home because she was drunk. I'm like, if I noticed it, someone else had to notice that she was drunk too. So when I finally had like some time to gather, I said to someone, I'm like, damn, is she still here? Da, da, da. And she was like, yeah, I don't know, but she was still there. This girl was fucked up in the office, breaking down boxes. Like we had like stuff to the side that was supposed to be sent back because it was like an incorrect order that was sent to us. She broke it down. Now we can't return it because she opened up boxes, like fucking shit up, like touching shit that she literally had no business. Like no one even told her to go in that room. Why are you there? You're just fucked up and you want to try to keep busy and do stuff so people can't see you. Like, fucking shit up.
Mm.
So she got sent home. The next day she comes into work like nothing ever happened. Like, what can I do? Like, okay, da, da, da. And they're like, you can just go home. Like, you should have never even came. But it was just so funny. Like, she tried. She tried it. And I was outside when I saw her walking in. I was like, oh my God, poor little Tink. She coming in here with her uniform on. Like, I would have called, text, like something. Hey, I'm sorry about last night. Am I good? Like, instead of wasting my gas to come to the job that you knew, you should have known. You should have known.
Well, they did not fire her that same day though?
That's what I don't know. I wasn't
know.
there. I don't know what happened, but that's what I'm assuming, that they had fired her that night, because that even the manager was talking about it, like how she was fucked up. So in our head, she was fired and no longer working. So I'm setting up that morning outside on the patio, and I see her as walking in. So I'm just like, okay, maybe she's not fired, but I just stayed away. Don't got shit to do with me. But yeah, I just thought that was so funny. And then when I saw her, I was just like, when drinking goes bad, I feel like technically you should not drink at work, right? I mean, you shouldn't. And sometimes in food and bev, depending on like where you work or how you can handle it, maybe you can have a shot, maybe you can have a drink. I don't know. Depending on your level of maturity and professionalism. But there's just the way she did it, it wasn't right. We are not the restaurant that's okay. There could be maybe a time where like someone makes a drink by accident and maybe you can have it, maybe, or something. But like other than that, like it's not that kind of party. But I just thought that was funny. I just didn't know how long she thought that was gonna last before she got the boot. But I thought it was pretty interesting that she lasted that long, because apparently she had been doing this a long time. So
probably has, but sometimes when they're like, as a manager, they try to diffuse the situation. Instead of making her irate, they probably didn't fire her on site. They just want her to leave. So she calls a scene because, everybody's different, intoxicated. I had to send you home, but I can't tell you what I want to tell you because I don't know how you're going to react. Because you could go real good or real bad depending on the person. So maybe like they were like, oh, just go home, hit us up tomorrow. And she was like, you know what? Let me just go in and try to like show them versus hitting them up. And shoddy show.
Yeah, it's hard out here for a pimp.
Drunk on the job. So
yeah, I've worked with tons of alcoholics, drug addicts in my day, and it's so crazy because they still end up having a job because they kind of have a way to balance it. Like they know how to mask it, so they're alcoholics. They know how to functionally work being fucked up. So, and I'm always the one that's like super green coming in, not knowing that they're fucked up. And then I eventually I'm like, oh, so he has that little cup over there. Oh, he goes in the back and he does. I'm like, oh, like, so you find out the way people are wired and how they do their thing. So it's like, okay. But yeah, she just wasn't. She wasn't that. But this was her first food and bev job. So I think she didn't know how to work the system. And she was getting too fucked. She was getting too lit. It was showing in all of her mannerisms and things. So it just wasn't good for her. Yeah, I don't suggest it at all.
No, I feel like everyone should like get a job and master it first before you decide to bring any of your shenanigans. Master your shenanigans. You'll be all right. I used to work with a guy that literally would bring his own bottle of Fireball and did not really hide it. Like bring his own bottle of Fireball, and he'd be like, "Oh, you want a shot?" I'm like, "The fuck?" Like we just you just clocked in, my bro, and you already ready to take shots. No, it's like it's 4:00. Like hit me up with the shot later. Like I want to get through like some things first, and then like towards later in the night, I'm down for a shot or something. But bring his own bottle, savage. But I think like why he got to keep his job is because he wasn't drinking their supply. Right? There's a lot of people that drink the alcohol,
which is essentially stealing,
pretty much.
Yeah.
So I think that like he got to keep his job. Like he never got fired, and they clearly knew that he was bringing his
I've had people like that who bring their own shit, was drinking the other shit, tried to bring shit to help cover
Fix
when we
it,
did the liquor counts and shit. Yeah, I've seen that. He used to call it the blue cup special. He'd have a blue cup. You'd think it's water, but it's not water. So
yeah, it's easy to be an alcoholic in food and bev, especially if you're a bartender. Or I mean, really anybody, because servers like they like to have a powwow together, drink and do party favors together. So you kind of have like a comfortability, but it's really like not. I guess the older I get, the more tired I get. So I can't just be taking shots all day long and then working like I'm sleepy. Like I gotta start later in the day. Like I don't need to day drink and work my butt off because I like to try to hustle as much as I can.
Yeah.
And the jobs are like very physical. So it's like I don't want to be intoxicated doing all this work.
Yeah, I think there's been only like one time that I got like really fucked up, but I worked, it was a Sunday fun day, so I went out for Sunday fun day before work, then worked, and the person that I worked with was literally a functioning alcoholic, and we drank the whole shift, and I don't think I'd ever really worked with him before, and by the end of the night, we could barely count down the drawer. Fucked up. We actually closed the bar, didn't do any of our stuff. We went to a bar next door, continued to drink, and then came back to close down the bar.
That just sounds rough. Because after a while, you didn't even want to. Like, this is like the worst cleaning of your life.
Bad influences. That was like demon time before demon time was a thing. Yeah, that was an interesting night. But yeah. I'm not even gonna say his name. Shout out.
Yeah, we're gonna keep the name anonymous of our lovers in case they work in your local establishments. But Mother's Day is coming up this week, and I remember I was working out at the lake. I don't know how long ago this was, but one of the girls I was working with, she brought an edible. She brought us gummy edibles, and we both took edibles and decided to work, which was still good, but we were like, kikiing it all day. And I remember like there was some guests that were like behind us. We were just like, I was doing stuff on the micro. She was kind of talking to me, and they thought that we were talking about them. Like guests behind us went to tell the manager. Like manager comes over, like, oh my, like, like getting out of us. We're like, we didn't even say anything. Like we were like doing something totally different. But I don't know, like, when you're under the influence, you don't know what kind of looks you're getting. I'm like, maybe we gave something. I don't know. Can't say. I also remember that same day somebody fell in the pool. This girl falls in the pool. Apparently, she was very intoxicated. However, there was 2 bars. I was at the outside bar, but apparently she was going, every time she would go inside to do whatever, she was getting shots from the bartender inside and me. And then she came with a dude, like, on their boat or whatever, because it's, like, right on the water. And she like falls in the water. They like the lifeguard situation came, pulled her out and was like, who is this girl? We're like, oh my God, this goes to this guy. Apparently the dude was embarrassed, leaves her. And then we're trying to find for her to get home. But it was so crazy because that day, like, I feel like it had to be years ago because he had like one of those brand new iPhones. And I remember he was like boasting about the camera. So he took a picture of me and the girl I was working with on this camera, and the look came out so good. So he sent it to me. So I had this dude's number, y'all. Crazy. Like, how does that work? So I call him with the like lifeguard and everybody but me because like they want her out. Like they're kicking her because she's so intoxicated. And so I'm calling him. He's like, what's up? And I'm like, yo, you left your girl.
Can't be leaving her.
And you gotta come and get her. Like, she's drunk. You can't. She came with you. You gotta come back and get her. He's pissed. He comes back. It's us all on the boat too. So they had to help her get into the boat because it was like you can like pull your boat up to get to the bar type thing. Had to help her get in the bar, and like just watching him drive away, I'm like, he was livid, embarrassed. Like, it was such a hot mess. And it was so
fuck him, because you're supposed to be ride or die, nigga. If I fall, you need to help me be right there. You need to stick beside me.
He didn't stick beside her. He was
I
like
don't like
over that shit. And at the end of the night, well, the girl that I was working with, she was so nervous. She's like, "Oh my god, they're gonna tell us that we can't work together no more." So many things, so many things happened that night. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. Like, if they say we can't work together, we can't work together. Like, it's Mother's Day. Me and you are both mothers, and we're working. So we had a party favor, but everything got
But
done.
I feel like those things aren't even your fault though.
I like that was out of our control, but still in Texas, we have a thing called a TABC, which is supposed to be like making sure you don't overserve people or really learning signs, of overserving. So she was nervous and that they would be mad because say if she would have drove or something and got in an accident, we in the bar could get charged for
right.
shenanigans. So she was scared about that. I wasn't scared because I was just like, hey, it was a boat. I don't see nothing under law but the boat. And that wasn't on me. That was not on me. And I didn't overstep anybody else. She was a crazy one. She was going inside 2 bars. Because
and who knows what else she was on. I feel like there should be like a clause in that. Like I know it's like a law and whatever, but like testing if they're on drugs, like people be on some other kind of shit.
They do. They do.
That you just don't know.
They do.
That ain't.
They do.
And like if you have more than one bar, like how would you even know? You know, no one's gonna know. They're never gonna know.
And it was like busy too. I feel like it was like a normal weekend, super busy. Like you can't, like you're barely keeping up. We used to have hour ticket times. We're so busy. So it's like, how am I ever gonna pay attention to like all of those things? Like I would never know. But I'll never forget. So shout outs to all the mothers out there. I had a great Mother's Day that day. I made great money. Okay. And I was a little lit and I do not feel bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I didn't even realize Mother's Day was this Sunday.
It's this Sunday. It's like it's really early. I feel like it's usually like the second week or something. So it's pretty quick.
Yeah. I guess I'm like that's something I should know, but it's like it's just another fucking day, another Sunday.
Only reason I know is because everybody's been asking me to work, and I'm like,
oh, the only thing that I'm excited about is Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, I'm like, Mother's Day, but what about Cinco de Mayo though? Request off. Period.
I am starting Cinco de Mayo on Wednesday.
Yes.
My apartments is actually having like a community thing where they're giving out margaritas. They're gonna have a food truck. So I was like, well, I guess it's gonna start on Wednesday because of course I'm gonna be where the drinks reside. Okay. So then like they were trying to get me to work on Cinco, which I'm like, okay, I can work the morning. Okay, because I already said last year that I was never working Cinco de Mayo again. So this is a big request.
It's a national holiday. That's what I did too. I'm like, I know our restaurant's kind of short staffed, so I said I'll work the morning. But yeah, I'm not working the night.
Yeah, I told him I was like, I can work the morning, and I was like, okay, well, if you have a certain like where I could do like a pickup or like I need flexibility because I do need to be doing something, which I still haven't figured out my plans for Cinco. Hopefully, I'll get that together tomorrow because I was a little busy today. But I'm trying to figure out my plans because Cinco's a holiday. I already got my sombreros out. Okay, they're ready to go. I pulled them out over the weekend. Sombrero ready.
My sombrero is still with the person that I left it with last year. I hope he still has it.
Facts.
Damn.
You got the new one. I got 2. You know these are sombreros that I still have from Florida. I have these from Florida. Crazy.
I don't know when I have my sombrero from, but
I keep them in this one box and thank goodness they just keep staying. But I was thinking about today, I'm like, what am I gonna wear? I really want to channel my inner Latina, so we're gonna come up with a good outfit. I'm trying to channel all my Latina vibes.
Okay, Latina. I feel like I have something in mind that I'm gonna wear. But I feel like at this point it should just be hot all year round. So I feel like it'll be hot enough. But every year we typically go to Santi's for Cinco de Mayo. But I don't know what's happening this year, but I just know I won't be working. That's all I know. So
period.
I'll be somewhere with the tequila shot, somewhere in a taco.
Yeah,
living my best life.
Definitely.
Period.
Shout out to all the Cinco de Mayo lovers. If you guys don't know, that is our favorite holiday. And we have a show that we discussed all the great things of Cinco, so make sure you check it out.
And it's the start. It's like the start of my birthday month. It's like the hoorah, the first hoorah, and then just continues on. So I'm ready.
I know. I feel like this month is low key a little busy. I've been trying to wrap my head around it. So, May, y'all. Welcome to May. Welcome to
We in this thing.
We in this
thing.
We in this thing. So this past week I got to go to a new spot called the Meridian out in the Village, which is a country club in Dallas. Never even knew this little area existed. Super dope. Low-key want to live there. So manifesting that. However, I go to the spot, super, super cute, by the way. But like first when I get there, like I'm going to the restroom and like I noticed that this lady like slumps over and I'm looking at her husband because he's like by her and she's fainting and he's like, help, but he's like very low. And I'm looking at her like with like what the hell's going on? And I'm like, calling up, help, like I got called. I rallied everyone over because he must have been in shock because he's really slow. And so then I'm like, like people's response is to stare. And I'm like, call 911. Like, I don't need you to stare. I need you to call 911. And so then I go over to her and I'm like asking him questions like about like her medical needs, you know? And apparently she was pregnant. And I was like, oh shit, like, let's get this thing going because, you know, like, there's just a lot going on. It freaks me out. And then, but she comes to. I was like, oh my God, thank God. She comes to. But she was down for a little second now. She comes to, and then so I'm asking questions again, like I'm a damn nurse. I don't know why. But it was just like just to try to figure out what we could do to like properly assist her because people always want to give ice, but I'm like, I don't understand what we're giving ice for necessarily. I don't really understand the ice. I don't understand that. So I'm like, no, like, have you had this before? Have you eaten? Did you eat something? Like, we need to know, like, something that possibly could have triggered that's, like, quicker or something. So then, like, everyone's going around and, like, getting her, and I noticed her husband trying to get her. I was like, you know what? They need a moment. So I went ahead and finished my restroom because I never got to go to the restroom. But instantly I got, like, anxiety. I was like, oh, my God. Like, number one, too many flashbacks for me. Okay. Yeah. I had many episodes. It's low key a trigger. Okay. Yeah. Then it was just like the people in the response. Like, what is the emergency response in a restaurant? And not that I've had a lot of incidents where, you know, I had to have an emergency response with someone, but I've had a couple. And I know, like, you know, like, what do they call it? When someone like bleeds, like, don't touch for passaging and stuff like that. But that's probably the first one of someone fainting. Thank goodness, like, her husband was very near, so he like caught her from slipping over.
That's good. However, her being pregnant.
Yeah, but there was a server like at a table like right there, and I was like, help, and she's just looking at me. I'm like, get over here, somebody.
And some people maybe have like a delayed reaction. Maybe they don't know how to respond or something, or in shock.
They do. I get it. I get it. Because I feel like he had one too. So it's like, you know, when people have emergency response, like, what do you do? And like, maybe that's something restaurants can start incorporating just because I feel like, I mean, we all went through COVID, but no telling what's next or how life will go. Like, people changes people's bodies too, you know, once they get sick. So having that emergency response, I feel like is essential. Like, I feel like everyone should get free first aid and CPR. I know people, they got to pay for it, but that should be free. Yeah. Because one should know how to respond to something.
I think that here, maybe Roper in South Carolina, Roper St. Francis, I think if you go on their website, they have like free classes and different stuff like that. Because when I was pregnant, my sister wanted us to do a CPR one, and I think it was free. But yeah, check your local, like usually your local hospital will have classes, or if they're not free, they're like low cost or something like that for CPR and first aid and stuff like that, which is very beneficial if you're a parent whatever, just anyone. I think it was there was a story a few months ago that Jim Jones like saved someone's life because he took a CPR class when he was a kid. Because
Yeah.
his sister had a condition and their whole family took the class because if his sister needed help, he never had to use it until that
Right.
time.
That
This
moment.
time 30 years later. Like that's really cool. So those
Yeah.
things really matter for sure. So
Mhm.
yeah, definitely they should, yeah, restaurants should have that. I think it was like when I worked at Fridays, but it was here. I was working behind the bar and I think he was having a seizure, but I think there was a nurse or a doctor that was there. Just happened to be there. Um that helped him. So that was
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
a godsend that he was there, but
Yeah.
like call 911 immediately. Like that's
Yeah.
it.
If you
Call
don't know what
911 and then
to do,
assist as much as you
call.
can, but
Yeah.
call 911. But just like Erin was doing,
Call.
asking the questions if you can to anyone that's there. Um, but recently, like our manager at work, like fractured or broke her fucking ankle at work coming down the stairs. Like shit be popping off
Shit, you
at
never know.
restaurants. Like you never know. And I literally I'm going in the back to get something and she has her foot up in pain, her shit swollen, like,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to think fast, like, to try to help as much as you can or whatever. So should be
Yeah.
going down.
Should be going
And
down.
having a little first aid kit. Make sure your restaurant has a first aid kit. Have some shit on you, band-aids, alcohol wipes, like, having a little something for yourself. And like at the restaurant I work at, the servers are really good with like just bringing shit in. So this one girl, which is really cool because all of the servers are women. Like she brought in for our bathroom a little caddy, wipes, pads, tampons, spray, all this stuff, like, because she's like, we're
Mm-hmm.
here all the time. We may need this. So I was like, that's
Mm-hmm.
dope. Thank you.
Yeah. Shout outs to her.
Yeah, shout outs to her for bringing that stuff. But little first aid kit, you never know. People
Mm-hmm.
cut themselves on literally can be anything. So yeah, have that
It's a
shit.
lot of cuts that go down. Like cuts
Hmm.
are like the minor problems now. Like cuts are like an everyday thing.
Even
Legit.
kitchen staff, because they're
Yeah.
they're
Every
literally using fucking sharp ass knives.
mm-hmm. I've
They
seen
be
some gruesome stuff.
Yes, like literally most they are all bandaged up.
Mm.
But yeah, they be going through. Shout out to kitchen staff.
Ooh, shout
Burning
out to the kitchen staff.
shit.
'Cause, ooh,
Yeah.
just thinking about it makes my stomach hurt because I've seen some nasty stuff.
And the stuff they have to work through. There's one of our guys in the kitchen. He like fractured his finger and it's like looks like this. It's all fucked up. But he's like watching him do
Mm.
his job, like he's working through all this shit. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
it's
shout
horrific.
outs to you, because I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
really
shout
sure.
outs to the kitchens and even anybody that handles anything. I mean, it be real. Life, you never know what can happen. And if you don't know
Mhm.
what to do, call somebody. You don't gotta know what to do. You don't gotta know what to say. You don't gotta know anything. But it's just like you can call by helping because when you call 911, they will walk you through
They'll
the
walk you
steps.
through the shit.
So just
Yeah.
call. If you don't know what to
Mhm.
do, call. Pick up the phone, 911.
Come
And I want to
and
say
tell
911 has a
me.
text system too, y'all. Just so you know.
Yeah, I feel like they
Mhm.
do.
But
Yeah.
I feel like if you don't know what to do, that's totally fine. Don't feel no way. Call. They're
Mhm.
gonna tell you. They're gonna say roll up
Mhm.
to get homie on the floor. Whatever they're gonna tell you, they're gonna tell you what to do. So
Yeah.
I know life happens, and I think it's good in restaurants or workplaces. Hell, at home, you never know what can happen. So emergency response is important, y'all. If y'all trying to be out here in these streets and live long, y'all gonna have to know how to respond. Otherwise, you're gonna be dead. We're trying to save a life.
Per- Period.
Trying to save a life. I
Period.
mean,
What they say? Save a life, ride a cowboy. Is that the
I don't
phrase?
know.
Is
Mm.
that the phrase? I saw this thing today. Ooh, and then I went down a weird rabbit hole. But this thing says yet another housekeeping cast member arrested for stealing from guest rooms at Disney's Port Orleans resort. So somehow this story made its way right back to Charleston, South Carolina. Fun fact. But they've been staging rooms, catching all these housekeepers stealing. So they like leave stuff out. They'll just, leave
Mm-hmm.
money in a book bag or whatever, and they just fucking fall right into the trap. And as soon as they leave out the room, bam. Like, come on, y'all. Like, you have to learn from all, like, there's literally the same hotel people are getting. I'm like, you have to learn. Like, I would be like, okay, I'm not going to take this one. Like, let me just, no, like, come on. And it's like, some of it's like Disney cash. It's not even like real money. Like, so you just a thief. Come on, man. Just leave the Disney cash. That's just so stupid. But one of the people, somehow this led to them finding a teenager who was wanted for a double homicide in Charleston. Crazy. Wow. They were there on vacation at that same that same resort.
They was. Bet they was.
That's crazy. You gonna just kill people and then just go on vacation to Disney.
Yeah.
Like, no remorse. That's so fucked up. You're not even trying to lay low. I'm trying to go see Mickey.
Because people really be thinking they got away with it. People really be thinking.
Crazy.
I'm obsessed with like law stuff, so I always study like people, and there's so many people that could do a crime, stealing, killing, like whatever the crime is, but they are convinced that they like it wasn't that bad, so they don't feel as bad because they are convinced that what they did wasn't that bad. Well, you left it out. Well, they didn't need it. Like, they will find a way to like make it not so bad. So shout out to all the thieves. Y'all just looking stupid and super every day that like
take a shot.
You constantly are getting busted. Like, if you're gonna be a good criminal, please learn what's important to steal. And I feel like anytime you're stealing something very small, you're just an idiot. And that's just my fault. My view. Like, go big or go home.
Yeah, go big or go home. But it's so funny. And the thing is said that they just started like admitting to other shit that they were just, they're like, they read them their rights and they just kept talking.
Yeah.
These people are just idiots, but they're all young, very young. Yeah. But it was just like they would take 200 from this, 200 from that, 200 from this room. So everyone traveling, don't leave any valuables. Lock that shit up. Take it with you. Leave the shit at home. Like, when you're on vacation, you don't really need none of your like fancy high priced jewelry. Bring your bullshit. Don't bring anything that you care that much about, because they might steal your shit and you may not get it back. So, and don't leave no cash in there. So, but some people when they're on vacation, they get drunk. They probably don't remember, oh, I thought I spent this money. So I'm sure it's probably pretty easy. But don't get got, y'all.
Yeah, just pick your stuff up. Like, you're gonna bring cash, but just be more like strategic about where you put it.
Yeah, like, mindful. Don't just leave. Yeah, don't leave your shit like it's just your house. Like, people come in your room when you're not there. So just be on alert. Like, and just be in the mindset that someone's gonna try to steal from me. Like, so you're on your P's and Q's. Always around. Even when you out, pickpockets, whatever, like, be strategic where you have your shit at. Yeah. Hide your shit.
House. Like, don't get too comfortable because you don't know, like, if your neighbors or something are watching you. That's always something I'm, like, very aware of. Like, if my neighbors know my schedule, that's probably not a good thing, right? Because they know, like, when I'm not not there and X, Y, Z. But once again, if you got something that's important to you, put it in a place that they'll be like, like, they're like too busy thinking about all the like real things that they think, and it's not even there at all. That's the key. Find some shit. I ain't gonna give y'all the keys, but y'all know what y'all need to do.
Yeah, I see like some weird things like on social media. People have like, this is like a stash thing. I'll be like, oh, like little things like you would never even know. So yeah, use your tools and resources, Instagram, YouTube, and you'll find little ways to like hide your shit. But it just reminds me of like my grandma. My grandma that's passed away, people would always like come to her house and like ask her to borrow money or something, right? And she would always give them like, she would always like let them borrow money. So she'd be like, as a kid, she'd be like, go in my closet and the red checkered suit and look in the left pocket and it'd be money in there. Like she always hid money in like the craziest places. So like that's how I learned too, like how to hide money and hide stuff, because as a kid I'm always like go in that drawer and like go and then like in the craziest places, and she would have like a thing of money. I'm like, damn, Gran, like but she would remember all these crazy ass places. It'd be so funny. But yeah, get creative to where you hide your shit at.
Facts. I'll never forget. I was like staying with somebody at one point, and I'd been saving up money to buy a car, and I kept it in a shoebox, like in the closet in my room, and it was like kind of like a middle shoebox, like not very like, you know, visual necessarily, or like you would just want to look in there. And I came home one day to add more money to it, and everything was gone. And when I like told the people that I was staying with like that it was gone, it was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Never got my money. No one ever was busted for it. Nothing. And I literally was like saving, and I was like young, y'all, like young, saving money for my first vehicle ever, actually. Never forget that moment. And that's where I learned that like I don't even trust, I trust myself in my home, but I don't know like when people come or maintenance people, like I don't even trust that, because I felt like I didn't have anything to worry about, like especially being young. I was young, and you know I was working, but still got my money stolen. And I was like, I think it was like $1,000. I wanted, like the car I wanted was like $1,500 back in the day. Dollars gone. And that was a lot of money for me, because it took me a long ass time to make it, y'all. I don't even know making per hour, y'all. I was hustling. Gone. Had started with from start, and I was so hurt. And I remember when I finally got my car, I moved out. I moved out, and I ended up moving with a friend. So I'm like, at least I can have my own.
Yeah.
Which that bitch was still in my clothes. So I mean, just know if
somebody gonna be stealing. Just expect for these niggas to be stealing.
You know, hopefully not, but you just never know. Like, just don't get too comfortable, right? Like, I was like, oh, cool, we live together, da da da. And like, I'd be like looking for something, and then I come home and this bitch is wearing my top, y'all. She ain't asked me. So you went in my room and grabbed my clothes, didn't ask, and you wearing it on repeat.
God, what did Erin say? Got to be more.
I was like, what is happening here? I don't understand.
That's insanity.
And you know, honestly, that was like one of my first scarring from roommates. She was like my first, like she was my only roommate I've ever had, actually. The only roommate I ever had. She scarred the shit out of me. And I was at a young age, because her boyfriend broke into our house. I was coming home one day, parked in the car, and I noticed this nigga is crawling in our window. No lie, y'all. He is crawling in the window. And I'm instantly like, what is happening here? Like, I like, what's happening? I just got off of work, serving that good old TGI Fridays back in the day. And I'm like walking up to the house. He's like crawling in, and I noticed that he broke the window to get in. Okay. I go in the house. He's dragging her, y'all. Domestic violence type shit. Dragging this bitch by her hair. All this shit. So I call the cops, and then I went to go get a knife. And I was like, let her fucking go right now, or you're gonna die. And he lets her go, and he's trying to run. I'm like, I'm on the phone right now with the cops. Like, they're on the way. Boom, boom, boom. He leaves. Cops come, all this shit. But it was like, I didn't feel comfortable staying in my own house because the fucking
windows broke. He could come back, send someone back.
Yeah, she scarred me. She just stole my clothes. She got niggas busting through windows, you know, and I'm very calm. I'm very chill. And I was young, like first apartment experience ever in life. Ever in life. I was barely old enough to get like my own. So I got it in her name. And it was, I'll never forget, it was a little Mexico bill, because it was all bills paid. So it was like mad cheap rent. So my rent was so cheap, and all bills were included, y'all. It was huge on that. Like it was cool for like your first apartment experience, but she killed it. And she scarred me.
Yeah, I've had 2 roommates, and they were both horrible experiences.
Ugh,
yeah, don't recommend it at all to anybody. Yeah. Thank God no one's ever stealing. But my first roommate, I remember coming home. she wasn't there and her boyfriend was there, who I was never introduced to. He was there playing video games. He had his sneakers on our kitchen counter. The shoes.
No.
Don't know why they were not on the floor, but yeah.
Deep.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that roommate thing is very. So shout out to all the roommates out there. If you guys
you're all friends.
If you guys have a good roommate story, please let us know. Email us that. We would love to know like a success story. Give us a success, and we'll take one horror. But I would love to know. You know, there's a show called Fear Thy Roommate.
Call what? Fear Thy Roommate?
Thy Roommate. Mm-hmm. So Fear Thy Roommate. So pretty much like the roommate goes crazy on the other person. And there's like, all types of stuff happens. Like most of the time they die. Because the roommate is so enraged by the other person. And then, you know, like you're thinking like, oh, I could just tell them how I feel and be done. Not when you're in the same corners. Like sometimes like people make it. I think like one experience was like, it was like a roommate, but then he stopped paying rent, so he became like a squatter. But like he knew all the laws, so he technically like couldn't get kicked out, like that.
Yeah.
And then
I've been hearing a lot about that. People like will buy a house and they're squatters and they can't kick them out. Like and I'm like, interesting. Didn't know that you could do that. Let me go squat my ass somewhere and be like, bitch, you can't. Like, I didn't even know. Jonah, what house we want to go to? Like, and that's the thing. And they end up like sometimes having to pay the people to get out.
Yeah.
That's a lick. That's a swindle right there.
No, it's the best.
Oh my God. The show that we were watching in Tampa before, like the last night, Bad Vegan, it made its way to Tampa, Florida. You gotta watch it. You gotta finish. It made its way. I forgot to text you, girl. It made its way to Tampa. Baby.
I haven't watched it since. Okay.
If y'all haven't seen it, watch Bad Vegan on Netflix.
Okay,
It makes its way to Tampa.
Yeah, we got through one episode, but I've not watched it since. So I'm gonna have to go back. I might bust it down tonight.
Yeah.
It was a swindle.
It's a swindle. Swindle apparently has been swindle season.
Yeah. I'm trying to swindle, so
I know Erin. I was about to say Erin be feeling the way. She's like, I need to be swindling.
Every time I see it, I'm real annoyed. I'm like, what have I been doing wrong all these years? I just don't be understanding.
Because they don't even be getting that much. Like, it's like a slap on the wrist. But I feel like because we're Black women, it's just gonna be harder for us. So
it'd be a slap on the wrist, and I'm just like, how y'all being slapped on the wrist? This is literally like fraud, like all types of criminal acts.
I feel like don't people be getting sued for like emotional distress and shit like that? Like shit does not be happening to them. It's like, oh, you may go to jail for 5 months, if that, or just it's like nothing.
It's the freedom for me. So that's why I'm trying to swindle, because it's like,
oh, it's because people are willingly giving it up. That's why.
So it's like, gotta step your game up. I'm stepping mine up. Like, I'm letting niggas know this is what it is, and I need 1,800 on pump 12. Like,
it's my money and I need it now.
Because I think that's true. Like, that's the way to like curve the law. Well, technically he's telling me yes. What you gonna do? So I'm looking for yes. It's my season to receive, honey. I'm about to receive.
It's swindle season, baby.
I'm asking for what I
shout outs to the
don't ask, don't receive, right?
Are you in a shot taking? Are we gonna take a shot for the swindler? All right. Cheers to the swindlers.
Cheers.
It's a swindle, y'all. I feel like I feel like you can swindle in a nice way too. It's like swindle don't need to have like a bad name. Swindling is actually not bad, because at some point someone is getting what they asked for in a positive and a negative way. That's how I see it. Psychologically, if you want to be like very technical about it, when we had came into this camaraderie and you was feeling my vibes, feeling all the greatness I was giving, okay, you was getting what your needs were meeting. However, just because you allowed your mind to go elsewhere, that ain't got no problem. That's not my problem. And that's how they see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all psychological. Like, all the people that do fuck shit I know a couple. They don't be thinking they do anything wrong. And I'd be like, how do you not see that this is wrong? Well, in their mind, we have choices. Every party has a choice. The woman has a choice. The man has a choice. He decided to tell you X, Y, and Z. His actions might show something different. You ignored. Bad vegan, she ignored. Like, she ignored. Do I feel bad for her? No.
She was a dumbass bitch. She was a dumbass bitch.
Period. She was
and that's usually that's what it be, is like, you're being a dumbass bitch. Most of the time it's like they be missing the signs, they don't be paying attention, they just be lost in the sauce. So yeah, it really, and a lot of times it's like, oh, people don't feel bad, or they say it's the person's fault, but it's like, it is like, you weren't using, what do you say, brain power? You were not using your brain power for good. You were just so worried about your these people and their dogs, worrying about cuddling with your damn dog, girl.
Dogs or just other shit. So I feel like we gotta redefine swindling. Okay.
Ooh.
Because that's the vibe. Because that's why I don't want to swindle. I don't want y'all to think that I'm just this harsh person. No, I'm actually very sweet. I'm very nice. However, if I tell you what it is and you choose to continue to go above and beyond, that is your choice. And that is considered swindling, because I got all my needs taken care of, but you had another expectation in your mind that I never presented, right? That's a swindle. So I'm swindling.
What it is, ho?
What's good? Okay, y'all, catch me outside. Okay, so I did go outside a little this weekend. Let me give you a little. I went outside this weekend, and I had a couple observations, and it was very interesting. Observation 1 is like, I had a lot of dudes approaching me, wanting to talk to me, da da da. However, it was like it was like a sense of nervousness or insecure, like no confidence in the talk.
In the guy?
Like what? Different situations. Like kind of like I had to almost be the aggressor. And I'm not an aggressor.
Me either.
So it's not really attractive for me personally if I have to be the aggressor, because that's just not what I prefer. Totally get it, all the women that do. Absolutely, all day long. However, I'm the aggressor in my life day to day. I'm an independent woman holding it down. So I hold it down a lot over there. I don't want to hold it down when it comes to a man. I want to be held down. I want to be held. I want to be able to like, I want to give that girly vibe, and I'm trying. So like, even like in my conversation with them, like, I'm still being cute and flirty, but it was just like, oh my God. So I did get some digits. Okay. The digits was flowing. But then I noticed that, like, I was like, damn, I'm probably way too spicy for this one. Like, I could tell instantly, like, through the energy, because what happened was the music was getting litter and lit. Like, he was playing all my jams. It's my motherfucking jam. Like, I am. Like, it's really hard. Y'all know when y'all find a DJ that's giving back to back.
Usually don't be happening.
It don't be happening. So I was so excited. Black DJ at a place that I've been to before, which music usually always sucks. Honestly, it's just a cute vibe. Music always sucks, but it's a cute vibe. But it was like so lit. So I'm like, you know me. I'm like, and I had to buy all my drinks because niggas was too afraid to talk to me while I was at the bar. They want to talk to me after I already got my drink, which is also a turnoff. I know you've been watching. Okay. Let me just throw that out there. You've been watching me. You know, you need to come up to me while I'm at the bar. If I already can afford my own drink, you already know that I'm already top tier bitch that you need to be fucking with. That's the level. It's not really necessarily about the money. It's just like, okay, if she can hold her own, she's already someone I want to invest my money in, because she's already can handle her own. First disclaimer, okay? So then and I could tell he's real shy. So I was trying to, like, you know me, I'm trying to loosen him up, and he wasn't giving. I was like, he wasn't giving. So I was like, that's cool. I'm still nice, but I walked over to the other side so I can get it in, like, how I feel or whatever. And I feel like he didn't like that, y'all. I'm just like, where is the niggas that know how to handle a spicy bitch? Because I'm giving spice for the rest of my life. Like, I'm never going to tame. I'm going to be 56 years old, still giving spice.
It's given Spice Girl. Girl, I don't know. It's like it's the $1,000,000 question.
I want to know, like, because I always hear like different like podcasts or people or men in general always talk about like the Black woman being so independent.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like we miss a step in there where we're like, oh my God, women are so independent anywhere. It could be any nationality. Women is getting it how we live. Shout out to all the women out there for getting it.
Mm-hmm.
However, when she outside in these streets and she looking good, and you see her, you see the fur and her friend and all this stuff. Why is there hesitation? Like, why all of a sudden do we decide that there was a hesitation? Because on the gram, you can slide the DM.
I think it could be like fear of rejection. I remember Mel, he was on the show, I think on Giving My Flowers. Like when I talked to him and we're talking about like guys and stuff like that, and he was like, and I'm like asking him for advice and stuff. He was like, see how hard it is for guys. Like when now, like I'm picking his brain because I want to make the first move and I want to do these things that like a guy would normally do. He was like, now you see how hard it is. Like now you see how tough it is. Like it's scary to like make the first move. It's scary to think of what to say because you want to make sure you're saying something right. It's a lot. So I'm like, I get it. It's a lot. It's a lot of pressure that's on the dude. So that I can imagine they're kind of like, they could be like, fuck it. I'm scared. I'm scary. I don't know what they're thinking, but on our side, we're like, fuck it. If you're scary, then I don't want you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure he could be a really sweet guy and
Right, sure.
but he could just be, I don't know.
But then it's like that, which is totally fine. However, it's like, don't continue to give women the stigma that we're too independent. That stigma has to go away. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's okay to be shy and feel away, but don't turn around and make it our fault. Like, we're too independent. No. Yeah. You had some apprehensions too. Both parties. Let's just take accountability to.
Yeah. I think it's just like easy to say, but I think it's the same because I feel like in a way men can have the same feeling of like, I'm independent, like in a sense, like I don't need anybody, like, because that's how women are. Like, I don't really need you. Like, we don't need a man for shit. Like, we can do it ourselves. But yeah, it's something that we would like to have, like, whatever. But men can feel like men can feel like that too. Like, we could be disposable. I can just use them to have sex and live my life and be happy and only have them when I want them. So it's kind of like we kind of are both in the same space, but it's like, when are we going to be like, okay, I want to settle down. I want to have this. I want to have this family. I don't want to be like whatever. So it's kind of like when you get to that point in your life where you're like, okay, I want to do this for real and da 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 da. But like, yeah, I feel like we both can just be like,
yeah, we all can be. We all can be,
yeah,
which is totally understandable. But I feel like sometimes it's like live in the moment. Like, especially like for me, like if I find that someone doesn't really approach it like I would prefer, I'm okay with that. I will still I was making jokes, like I make conversation. I try to like get you a vibe, not every woman. So I don't know what y'all deal with. No disclaimers. But it's like if you find that someone's gonna give you the same attention back. Don't allow yourself to live. I think like that's the vibe all month. Let yourself live. If you go out for drinks, go out for a drink. Yes, you might see a shawty or three that you like. It's okay. I fuck her if you want to, and decide if you want to go over and talk to her. Do what you need to be doing.
I think Dash told me if you like lock eyes or it's like eye contact for 5 seconds or more, then you make a move.
Who is they? Well, because y'all both eye contact at the same time. So which one?
Yeah, if it's like an extended period of eye contact, like if it's like then like make a move on that person.
All right. Make a move.
Because sometimes you be out and it's like, you see like there's like a person that is like you keep like you looking at each other, just be like I mean, if it's like a good one, if it's like then nah. But if it's someone that you're feeling, make that move, sis. Roll up on his ass and buy him a drink, send him a shot. Make that move, shawty. He could be the one.
Do y'all be see like if you do go out, you keep like like the person you're trying to avoid. You keep seeing because you heard it that way.
That I think I talked to Dash after, because I remember when I was like before Tampa, or when I was in there, I was like, I'm getting two niggas. I feel like the places we were going or when we went out was just not the place. But there is definitely people that were trying, but it was just like, no, like, ew, like, I'm not. No. So yeah, you're gonna have to curve some niggas, but if you find one, don't be shy. Make the move. If you see the eye candy,
make the move. But also,
make the
ladies,
move.
be nicer on your curve. Be a little nicer on your curve, because that's why these niggas, that's why they nervous. Because
Yeah. So yeah.
be nicer.
Yeah.
I know a lot of women that aren't nice and they're just like, So ladies, if you got a homegirl, if it ain't you and your homegirl rude all the time, just be like, girl, so I'll be like, you know what? I got a man.
Yeah, just lie.
Oh, I do all the time.
Yeah.
And then be talking to the next nigga right next to me. It's fine. It doesn't matter. But you can give him a smile. You know what? Thanks so much. I'm good. It's still nicer, and he can still feel confident to go to the next shawty with a little bit of a smile.
And y'all could just be friends. That's happened to me a lot, where it's like, okay, but like, you're cool. Like, your friends could be cool. Like, y'all could, like, y'all are a cool group. We have a cool group. We can like for a little bit, but like, it doesn't have to be anything negative. It's all about the good vibes, and we're all out to have a good time anyway. So yeah, you don't gotta be like that.
Yeah, it's the good vibes. And honestly, it did be about the connection. I feel like a lot of people miss out on great connections with people because they're so closed off. I've met some great people that are not necessarily eye candy.
Yeah.
Eye candy. But they fucks with your girl, and they show up and they show out, and you call it like they're dependable. Those are those relationships that you build with people. Because yes, they may find you attractive, but you set the boundary and they're okay with whatever boundary you see.
And they might have a fine friend that you may meet down the line. The brother might be fine. The cousin, the sister. You never know.
Hell, he could be your next big like way to get into your new career opportunity. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Don't sleep on the connections that you meet.
Yeah.
Don't sleep. He might be smuggly, but if he got some coin, because it be the smuggly ones that would have confidence, they let you know something up their sleeve. And I'm very always intrigued. Like, if there's all these eye candies around me and then the smuggly one come over, I'm like, well, what he got? Like, why he's so confident to come over here? So I want to know. And I feel like sometimes I'm always that person, like, whoever has the balls, like in a room where you can see like multiple are looking, whoever has the ball, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you for a second.
Yeah, or who's having fun.
Yeah.
Like a couple months ago when I went out, and it was just like, I really was like looking, and I went on a mission that night, but I was just like looking around, and I like saw these guys who were having fun. They were dancing, they were having a blast. So I went over there by them, like, because they look like they were having fun, and like we ended up talking and having a great time. So just go where the vibes are at.
It's the vibes.
That's it. It's the vibes.
It's the vibes, because they be taking care, they have a good time, and sometimes it's not always about like finding that person. Sometimes it's about living in the moment and enjoying life. So May is about living your life and enjoying it to the fullest.
Period.
With your nigga, without your nigga, with your cousins, with your friends. Like, just enjoy being them with them. Doesn't matter. Like, enjoy every moment. I've been enjoying moments. When we woke up from the bath, I told Whitney, friend, I don't know.
What did you say?
I was drunk. I didn't think about none of the cleanup, friend. I'm just alive because I was having a good time last night.
We was alive. We was alive and well.
I was alive. No, and also shout out to the cake pops, because I was really reminiscing. I was reminiscing with somebody about my weekend. I was like, you know what? I need to put some respect on the cake pops. Some cake pop. Like, y'all.
One thing I'm gonna do is have a party favor.
If y'all know me though, I'm very like, I kind of cut a lot of that back out, but I was like, y'all already, like, I was like ready. So I would love to have a couple when I see you next week. because that's gonna be next week. So just throwing it out there. I need an order. I need an order. Because the cake pops are lit. I think I'm gonna do a post and say it was the cake pops. Because like I was looking at some of my photos, I was like, bro, why is your eyes like this? Like, why your eyes ain't open?
It be in the eyes.
And I was like, this is a cute pic.
It be the cake pops.
I'm about to be like, it was the cake pops for me.
Shout out always a good idea.
So good idea. So I'm definitely down. Put in a good word for me.
And it's so funny. It's like you and Krause are so cute splitting them. I'm like, I'm always going for the gusto. I'm like, I had 2 driving here. Like, this ain't shit, y'all. Y'all better eat one a piece, splitting the damn cake pop. Like,
yeah, crazy. We were because we didn't know what to expect. And like for me,
but Dash always says, and Dash taught me, he was like, Whitney, just eat it so that you'll know. At least just for the first time, eat the one, and then next time you'll know if I should split it. But he was like, just go for the gusto. So
I learned going from the gusto a horrible way, and I feel like I told you that one time. So I'm always on caution. I don't really cake pop, but I had a really bad experience where I went for the gusto, and let's just say your girl was over the toilet, and it was not a good experience.
Oh no,
it was bad. Like it was really bad. So and that was from edibles, but it was not from me, obviously. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was not good. Like it was not good. Like I was going through it woozy. Like I woke up still going through it. So I kind of.
But I've had them. They're not like that bad. So no, I wouldn't steer you wrong. I wouldn't steer you.
No, they were delish. They were delish. Yeah. But the scarcity in me was like, do you remember when you was laying down spinning? I woke up. I like laid down and I took a shower. And y'all, it was like I could like hear my brain talking outside of my body. It was really weird. No. I was spinning. I tried to sit down. I tried to lay down. My heart was beating out of my chest, literally. And I was with my friend, and they're like, "Oh my God, your heart is like." My heart was literally beating super fast. Like my body went into some crazy shit. So, that was my first time ever having an edible since that time. I was scarred. Not had one in that long. So shout out to the cake pops. Okay, it did it for me, and I will definitely be back. The customer service was impeccable.
We do it again. Epic.
Good times. So we will get to see each other again in a week.
For the wedding. Oh my God, I had tables. I was at a table and I noticed that there was like a table next to them who they kept like turning around, but there wasn't my table. So I was like, did they need something? I don't know what was up. But like he stopped me. He was like, how was the wedding? And like that day at work, there was literally a wedding, the wedding that Dash was working, that was right there. So I'm just like, oh, it was beautiful. Everyone felt like they were a part of the wedding. Like I'm thinking he's talking about that. He was like, and then I realized he was talking about, I was like, I had the table the week prior and we were talking about me being away. And I was like, it was a bachelorette, not the wedding. The wedding is coming up. But I was like, oh, that's so cute that you guys remember. I don't remember y'all at all. But yeah. So I'm at a table the other day. They're like, well, do you like your dress? I'm like, yeah, I got to pick it myself. They're like, oh, well, that's good. So yeah, but yeah, wedding is coming up and the shit will finally be over. There's so many things that I have like going on right now that require a lot of brain power and planning that I'm excited to get this done so I can really focus on that because that's coming up literally in a month. So yeah, I have to fucking plan and execute a fashion show, which is like really gut-wrenching, but I'm gonna do it and it's gonna be great. So
yeah. It's gonna be amazing. I'm super excited for this wedding to be over. Shout outs to the bride. We love you. Just let that be known. We love you. It's just
in a nice way. Like that's how I feel like with anything. Like even another wedding I was in, my best friend, it was like when it was over, when it was the reception time. Woo! It was lit because it was like a weight lifted off. It's like, oh my God, this shit is over.
Like a whole weight. Because I think like for us, like we're both traveling once again, so it's like a little extra logistical. Like today I was like, oh wait, I have to change my flight for this thing that I have coming up, like that I have to do. Like it's all this extra stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, outfits, okay, it's like a whole thing. So I'm like super excited to not have to put any brain power in there. I'm excited to watch our bestie get married. And once I see that smile and that kissing I do, I'm free. I'm free. So,
the gloves come off.
shout outs to all the newlyweds or engaged people out there. If you're planning a wedding or have anything coming up, we would love to know. We'd love to connect with you. You never know. May have a little couple extra things that we can pass your way from advice, do's, don'ts, maybes, yes, no's, because we're in the thick of it. The thick of it. So shout us out and email us at HEYHQS@gmail or slide in our DMs, hospitality_queens. If you guys need ideas for batch, check out our last episode, or want to know just how awesome or where we got our dresses from, let us know. We got you. We got y'all, shawty. It's the resources. If you don't ask, you don't receive. Okay.
That's what they say. Close mouth.
Swindle for the details.
I feel like what's our show name gonna be? Something about swindling? Or no?
It's not giving swindle.
Ooh, it's not giving swindle. I like that. It's not giving swindle.
I'm trying to swindle, so I need somebody to know I'm trying to swindle.
Or if you're a swindler that don't go to jail, hit us up. Give us your tips.
I need to know. I need to know. Connect with us because I am curious. I am curious to know the swindle stories. If you got swindled, I'm really not interested. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't want to know how you got swindled, but if you're a swindler, you can send us an anonymous letter, anonymous email about some swindler tips, some light ones that won't send us to jail. I don't want to go to jail.
I want to know the criminal act so I can dissect it and know how I'm not going to be criminalized. Because y'all ain't going to take me down. They might have got you, but they ain't going to get me. Okay.
Do you have...
go
ahead.
I do have an affirmation, though.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
My affirmation is, I will unleash the power within me.
Yes, unleash the beast.
Unleash the beast. And then the tip is, you're the creator of your life. Make it an epic story. As we talk about being present and live your damn life this month. Be a beast, but do it the way you want to do it. I think one thing I've learned, because also, what is this? We're about to go into a retrograde in a couple days. And we also went through like an eclipse right now. So if you've been feeling weird energies or just feeling different within yourself, embrace that. Don't hide from it, shawty. If you don't like it.
You remember that song? Don't hide the pussy, divide the pussy. Where's That's like a Charleston classic. I don't know.
No.
You don't know that song?
Yes, Whitney, but
you know that?
That is not what that came in my mind.
It's what it made me think of. Sorry. But hey, y'all, it's in the season of swindling, in the season of love, and we outside. Don't hide it, divide it. But be safe.
I'm dead. That's not what I thought.
Oh my God. I saw this thing the other day that said, be patient with yourself. You're working on it. So, yeah.
Be patient with yourself. Hey, it's the highest for me. And tame that P, okay? Because apparently don't divide it. Shit.
Don't hide it, divide it.
No comment. No comment.
We outside.
Apparently. I feel like it's like the ultimate we outside moment right now. Everybody is ready to be outside. I feel the outside energy.
It's May. It starts in May. It starts at Cinco. It starts at Cinco. That's what it is. It's like the kickoff to summer. Yeah. I'm thinking back to last Cinco. It starts off there. That's why I don't have my damn sombrero now.
Y'all, like it's a how I've been thinking about Cinco since last week. That's why I was like, okay, do I get my hair done? Do I just do this? Like, I'm trying to plan. That's why this wedding is great, but I'm trying to plan everything to make sure it goes with my Cinco and the wedding. I'm trying to do a double duo, but it may not work out like that. But that's what I was trying to do.
It's intense.
So, shout outs to that. You already know Cinco is our day. Follow us on our personal pages so you possibly can get some. Can't tell you. Eventually, you're gonna get some Cinco. But if we love you guys enough, and if you guys comment enough Cinco de Mayo when we put this out, we will do a little bonus clippity for you, maybe to recap our Cinco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fancy.
I know it gets a little fancy, so I'm challenging you guys. If you want to know how it goes down for the Cinco 2022, because you already know what happened in 2021, it's going up. It's going up. It's going up this year. I just want y'all to know. It's going up. Period. I ain't gonna say no more. So if you want to know, make sure when this episode comes out, y'all giving us some Cinco vibes, and we'll do something special for you.
Facts.
If you want to send us a bottle of tequila, slide in the DM. We'll send you the PO box.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we are accepting bottles of tequila for Cinco. It's a holiday. You give
a holiday, just like.
Just like.
We're
supposed to have a special guest on the show next week. That kind of reminds me of. So
shout out to Trick.
Shout out to Trick Daddy.
He love the kids.
We have Trick. Trick, we need to play. Oh my God, do you know I realized that we didn't get well, you probably got some video of the food from Yankees. Okay.
Because I was really feeling a way that the mac and cheese wasn't good, but
they had no greens either. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't loving it, so sorry.
Okay, so we're gonna go back.
We gotta go back.
We're gonna go back, but we gotta go not
in the day.
Yeah, that's when I went. I went during the day, and I got everything. It was hot, fresh. It was just giving life, y'all. I ate it in the car. It was giving life. So we have to go during the day. Because I feel like that, like at late night, it's not giving everything it needs to give. And I had realized, I was like, dang, no pigs. But all I know is that
I don't feel like it was pig worthy. It wasn't pig worthy once by the time we got back to the house.
All I know is it was in my belly. I threw that shit up.
I feel like all it was just like a bunch of meat. It wasn't really shit else. So it wasn't really.
I tried those fries up. The fries was not. Those fries was given very much frozen fries. But yeah, it was given very much frozen fries. Like, you know, when like the frost bud be on a little bit and it's crispy, it was given that. But I was so lit that I was eating them fries. But shout out to the chicken wing. The chicken wings was still busting. They had that glaze over it. Chicken wings was still busting. The shrimps. I never had shrimps from that before.
I wasn't really liking the shrimps, but yeah, we'll have to give them another try.
Because Whitney was saying no. I'm gonna blame it on the tequila then.
I feel like if you fuck up the mac and cheese at a black establishment, I'm out. I'm checked out.
I don't recall. Well, you know what? I remember I didn't have the mac and cheese the first time I went there. I had just got greens. I just got greens. So I didn't have the mac and cheese. So that might just be what the mac and cheese do. But the homeboy did say the potato salad was hitting though. So maybe we didn't do potato salad. You think
made the potatoes again? I don't know. Maybe.
We're gonna see, y'all. We're gonna see. Well, stay tuned for the after wedding show. But you guys have an amazing Cinco. Please, if you don't do anything else, go to our page, check out our drink recipes. We have so many tequila-based cocktails. It is ready for your Cinco party, your Cinco drink at home, like whatever you're trying to do. We got a lot of tequila-based cocktails that you guys will love and enjoy. So check out us on Hospitality Queens on Instagram. Always check us out on YouTube so you can see your beautiful faces.
Facts. And don't forget, tequila shots with the orange slice with cinnamon. If they don't have the cinnamon, just use the orange slice. It's really
Facts.
refreshing. It's like a more refreshing twist than a lime. Some people can't take the lime, but most bars will have the orange though. And
They
it's
will.
gonna be nice and juicy and cold. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Get the orange.
Get the orange. Get the orange. And if you go to a bar that just, you at a dive bar at this point, we're going to say what it is. If you at the dive bar and they don't got the orange slices, squeeze the lime inside the shot.
It's a game changer.
Game changer.
It's delicious.
It's delicious. You
and think of us. We put you on. We're professionals.
We are. So enjoy your Cinco. Connect with me at Get Toned with E on Instagram, or We Get Toned for all your wellness needs. We'll be back popping, getting your mind straight this week. So have some tequila and get your mind right. Period.
Yeah, I need to buy some. You can follow me on Instagram at WhitneyWhite1_. And you can shop my store at shop2230 on Instagram and Facebook.
Yay. We love you guys. An amazing, amazing week. It is, what is this month? It's We Outside month, or it's giving
Whitney's birthday month?
Whitney's birthday month. And We Outside month. Okay. Be outside. Enjoy the vibes and have tequila while you're doing it.
Facts.
Period. If you ain't having tequila, you ain't living.
Period. Oh, can we do a picture or screenshot right now?
Are you gonna press? I don't know on my computer.
I don't know how to work Dash's computer. How do you do a screenshot, Dash? Dash doesn't know either. All right. Bye.
Dash.